Coach Tony Shaver in the early years of Coach Shaver's career here at William & Mary. And of course, Tony Shaver, the very successful head coach of the College of William & Mary. The officials for tonight's basketball game, should you care, there's Ramey Stiens in your picture, a veteran, been around for many, many years. The other two guys wearing the striped shirts, Jeff Pond and Jeb Hartness. Tony Shaver not only 3-0 here this year at Kaplan Arena, but undefeated since 2013 against non-conference opponents here at the Cap. They have protected the Cap very nicely. Nathan Knight jumping center against Panava, and the tip is up and controlled by Marshall, and this game is underway. Marshall in their all black uniforms, the green numerals on the baseline. Panava missed the jumper, got it back, blocked by Nathan Knight, and Connor Birchfield comes down with it. Milan down low to Nathan. They try to get him involved early. Nothing there for Knight. In some trouble and then threw it away. That's a turnover. Jared West into the paint. Little runner up and good from the left of the side, and it's a 2-0 Marshall lead.
Well, they're going to give us some pressure. They're going to try to double the ball handler in the backcourt. We've got to attack their press and try to take advantage of their mistakes.
Knight, now it's pass up top to Milan with a left elbow to, that's the three-pointer up front of the rim, no good. So David Cone missed his first three-pointer of the evening. And now a long three-pointer by John Elmore, no good, and the rebound to Connor Birchfield.
3 passes is a great many for Marshall at each end, I'll promise you on that, Jeff.
I'm going to actually tell that story about Sonny Smith, tell you earlier, a little bit later on. There's a nice bounce pass underneath. Nathan Knight missed the layup, throws up a left-handed hook after he missed a couple of bunnies, and then that one goes in.
He's just padding his rebounds there.
2-2. The other way, driving into the lane, no good, is C.J. Burks, the junior out of Martinsburg, West Virginia. A lot of West Virginia young men on this Marshall team. Obviously Marshall from Huntington, West Virginia. Ball knocked away, and
you got to catch that ball with 2 hands out there. You can't just reach out with 1 hand and grab it.
Nathan, a turnover on Knight, second of the ball game for Knight. Against Knight, John Elmore.
Mismatch underneath the basket, Joe.
C.J. Brooks, they found it underneath, layup, no good, was Panava. Knight that time did a nice job defensively, and it's the try ball. David Cone out front of Elmhurst, Illinois. Knight from Syracuse.
I think it's very important for the Tribe to, if they don't get something in transition, to move the basketball and make this team play defense against them. They don't like to play defense.
Well, they're having to play a little D here. Birchfield in some trouble. Right side to Pierce. Follow a three-pointer. It wasn't a three. That's an air ball. And the rebound to C.J. Burks. They want to run. They got an opening on the left sideline. The little floater from there is up and good.
West's a good offensive player. That's a scary name coming out of the state of West Virginia.
It is that. Probably no Ken. The other way. And that's a dunk by C.J. Burks. Well, they get up and down quickly, don't they?
Well, they sure do. You mentioned that Sonny Smith used to kid me and say I was the only player he ever played with that shot the ball when he fake passes to me. This team shoots the ball in transition before they even have it.
Knight, left side to Milan, left elbow, ball knocked away. Tribe not as sharp here in the first 3 minutes of the ball game, but that will help things turn around as Connor Birchfield nets the 3, and the Tribe's within 1. Birchfield in the early going from the three-point line around 48%. Long shot, lob, pass down low. Nathan Knight with a dunk. Great pass from David Cone. Gutsy play.
That was a great catch, too. Coach D'Antoni probably loves to see the fact the Tribe's going to run with him.
Cole Jannon behind the back pass. Along that baseline, pushing off Cone, back out front. That's C.J. Burks. Lob it underneath, and a dunk is up and good by Eugene Panava. And it's 8-7 Marshall. Cone into the front court at 25 points in that victory over Old Dominion. Career high. David bounces by his man into the corner. Birchfield for 3. It is good. He's 2 for 2. He's deadly from anywhere when he's open.
Well, I'll tell you what, Connor is a terrific three-point shooter. Struggled a little early in the year, but he is really good.
And now up to about 50% on the year after the last 2 games from the three-point line. That's a nice move by Milan. Bounces it, or their pass down low to David Cone. Nothing there. 15.5 in the first half. Tribe leading 10-8. High post to Knight. Bounce past Milan. Baseline left-handed jumper. Good from 12 feet out. Hey, they can hit 12-footers too.
And I'll tell you, Nathan is a terrific passer for a big guy. He sees the floor very well. We were just letting him get into the paint, Coach A. That was one of the areas we have to do a better job of.
That's John Elmore, averaging 24 a game.
They can all take it to the basket.
Tribe up by 2, 12-10. Cone up to Birchfield. Pop pass right side, Milan for 3. Open, no good. And the rebound, Pierce almost jerked it away, but Canava the other way, dribbles down the lane, right-handed layup, good, and he is fouled.
Well, you get an idea right there. Cool John is a big guy, but he can put it on the floor and go to the basket. He's done it 3 times already, and he is about 6'8" out there.
We got a timeout on the floor, 14:49 to play in the first half to score. It's the Tribe leading this ball game 12-10. Back after this timeout on the William & Mary Bookstore Tribe Radio Network.
He's in the Marshall lineup right now.
By the way, don't forget to get your tickets. They got some specials going on when the league plays, because we're at Hofstra, and we're host to Hofstra and James Madison early on. Free throw up in the air and good by Punova. A new man in the game, Darius George, for Marshall. Marshall's taking a lead 13-12. Oliver Todd in the ball game. He came into a round of applause. Hit the big half-court three-pointer.
Paul Rowley's out there too.
Yeah, good call there, Charlie. Paul Rowley, who missed last game. Paul has it to Pierce, back to Rowley. Rowley on the right side to Pierce with a shot clock running down the right-handed side of the lane, and the layup is up and in.
That's what sets Justin apart. He has a great ability, great first step, and go to the hole hard.
He's averaging 15 a night, first 2 points of the ball game there, and the Tribe up by 1. Follow a three-pointer, back of the rim, no good. Blossom, I thought some nice blocking out, and a jump ball going to be called, or a foul going to be called. And yep, the foul going to be called on Eugene Punova. One official called a jump, the other called a foul, and Coach D'Antoni not happy with the man who won out of the officials, that the man that called the foul against Marshall.
Now we're going to see a little full-court pressure now.
David Cone, Jared West in the backcourt. Cone into the front corner on the right side, pushed a little bit, ball knocked away, stays with the Tribe.
See, Jay, this is no run and jump. They just, as soon as they see you going away from them, they will, man off the ball will run after you and double team the ball. That's a very tough defense to handle.
Well, probably difficult to practice against, isn't it? You know, because you don't have that type of team that the second five.
Anytime practicing against a press is tough because you don't have the emotion of the game.
That's Birchfield. That's a more than an NBA 3. Wow. 3 for 3 is Connor Birchfield. I think he's feeling it, Charlie. The other way, a foul going to be called on the Tribe, but how about Connor Birchfield start?
I tell you what, they just put their head down and go to the hole. We've got to get back, get in a defensive stance so that we can get in front of these drivers when they go to the basket. Just getting back down the floor isn't enough. You've got to be ready to play defense when they come because they're going to attack that basket.
Connor Birchfield with 9 points, by the way, 3 for 3 from the three-point line. 2 shots for Jared, pardon me, that's C.J. Burks, first of which is good. Knight coming in for Pierce. Tribe leading by 3. Burks 2 for 2 from the free throw line, and full court pressure by the Thundering Herd.
And you see that if you watch 13, he's going to take and run if that man goes away from him.
Well, there's Nathan Knight, the Tribe's 13. Todd, right side to Paul Rowley. Up top now to Knight. Left elbow to David Cone. Gets a pick. David a floater from 16. Good.
That shot's still looking good.
First 2 points of the evening for the Tribe captain. The other way, a three-pointer launched. Good by Jared West. Tribe leading by 1, 19-18. Charlie, this is going to be pretty entertaining.
Don't want to bring too many people into that offensive position coming down the floor, because you bring a trap man in, and that really creates problems when they can double team or dribble.
Connor Birchfield with a nice offensive play, Charlie. He went in there. He kind of dipped that shoulder a little bit, but he drew the block.
And I think the man moved when he kind of bumped him out of bounds. But you know, if I'm not mistaken, Coach Dean Smith used to call, instead of run and jump, he would call it run and surprise. You try to put a surprise on the guy when you go after the ball. He turns his back on you.
Here's Luke Loy just checked in. Follow a 7-footer, no good. Nobody there to get that rebound, and it's all black uniforms underneath the bucket for Marshall. Coming back the other way, John Elmore, left wing. C.J. Burks, guarded by Tot, rolls into the lane with a nice hook shot, and it's a Marshall lead by 1.
Marshall has good spacing out there, which enables those guys to drive the basket, because it leaves a lot of room in the lane area.
Oliver Tot, Nathan Knight, back to Oliver. Oliver fakes to the left, goes to the right, now comes back to the left side, and a holding call on C.J. Burks. How good did you feel? I mean, I would have felt good about any young man for the Tribe team that would have hit that three-pointer to win that versus Old Dominion. But how about Oliver Tot? Maybe the most unlikely guy on the floor to do it.
Well, he shot it with a great deal of confidence. That was great.
Milan down the lane, no good, partially blocked. But Nathan Knight goes back up after an offensive glass to get the deuce. Nathan's got 6. Whistle and a offensive foul called against Marshall. We have a timeout on the floor. The Tribe will go in at the 11:55 mark timeout, leading by 1, 21-20. It has been back and forth, and we'll be back after this on the William Mary Bookstore Tribe Radio Network.
What does it mean to be?
And Tribe Athletics TV will be talking with Ed Swanson, whose team defeated Richmond. The women's basketball team defeated Richmond at Richmond today, and they're off to a 5-1 start.
They sure are. They're playing very good basketball.
Luke Loy in the backcourt being pressured. A nice stutter step across the timeline. Nathan Knight. Paul Rowley has not gotten a shot off yet. Here's Milan down low to Nathan. Nathan along that right elbow trying to penetrate. Does so to the hole hard around Jansen Williams.
I'll tell you what, there's not many people can stop him if he gets that first step, because he goes hard to the right.
He's got 8. Tribe's up by 3 until that shot, and now it's tied. It's incredible. That's George.
You know, we said during the break, we've got to maintain our focus, because this game's going to be like this all night. They will not ease up in the pressure on the ball.
Here's Paul Rowley, first shot in 2 games. He missed the last one because of some foot issues, but he comes back strong here. A 3-pointer the other way is no good. Air ball. Jansen Williams missed it, and now Nathan Knight gets the rebound. Loy the other way. Rowley. Bounce pass, Luke Loy. Into the corner to Paul Rowley, to Loy. High post to Knight. Nathan with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Right side to Milan. Stops and pops with that left hand of his, no good. And the rebound to Marshall. John Elmore got it. Bounce pass, bouncing it down low. Elmore merely threw it away, but they chased it down before it went across the timeline. West, pop pass back out to C.J. Burks. 18-footer inside the 3-point arc, no good. And Justin Pierce gets the rebound. Justin's almost averaging a double-double this year.
If we could keep them rushing those threes, we'll play pretty good defense for most of the ball game.
Rowley at NBA 3. Wow. I got to come up with some other phrase other than wow when those long shots go in. Timeout, Coach D'Antoni. Tribe is now 5 of 9 from the 3-point line, Charlie. And a couple of them have been unguardable because you just don't guard people that far out. Winning the ball game right now.
You know, it's what makes them really good, I think, Marshall. Most every one of these guys can beat you off the dribble, too. They do a great job of spreading the floor, having good spacing, and anytime they can get in the lane, they'll take it in there and attempt to draw the 3-point It's the old-fashioned way.
First time we've seen this zone, Charlie.
Right. I think it's a good move against this play.
Into the corner, three-pointer, in and out, no good. Tip, no good. Rebound, William and Mary. Knight had to get out on the shooter, John Elmore, to force him to miss it, so he didn't have a big guy underneath. Marshall got a second crack at it, but William and Mary got the resulting rebound. Rowley, awkward three-pointer. That's ill-advised. No good right there. Air ball. George hit a three-pointer a moment ago, missed that one, and Paul Rowley gets the rebound. David Cone slices defenders. Right side, Milan, open three!
Marshall is a little susceptible to anybody who pushes the ball because they try to make you take the quick shot, which we did that time and hit it.
5 points for Milan. Tribe now 6 of 10 for the three-point line. Hitting, there's an alley-oop. And Nathan Knight with an unbelievable defensive play. And he hit the floor hard, and he's in some pain. Jansen Williams, a little bit of an undercut call, so he gets called for the personal foul. And I mean, you can hear a pin drop at Capital Arena right now because Nathan Knight is in some heavy pain to our left.
That's a big man to fall from that height there, too. It looked like his back was pretty flat. He didn't hit it like on his spine, I don't believe. I got a feeling he's going to hop up from that.
Charlie, you and I would be down for the count, wouldn't we?
I wouldn't even think
Look at it. Here we go. Yeah, he was.
Yeah. I think he hit his tail with the fat part of his bottom, but hopefully he's going to be fine.
Jansen Williams called for the foul, his first. He'll be tended to by the athletic training staff at the College of William and Mary. Second to none, by the way, in that department at William and Mary, and it'll be Tribe ball. Tribe leading 32-23. This was their biggest lead of the ball game. David Cone into the front court, trying to take their first double-digit lead. Cone bounces by his man. Reverse layup and a beauty. Cone's got 4. 11-point bulge. C.J. Burks into the paint. Runner, good.
Both Burks and West are terrific drivers. Yeah. They get the body, draw some contact.
And a charging foul call on Justin Pierce the other way. Yeah, you mentioned Burks and West. Well, they lead their team with 8 points and 7 points respectively. First foul called on Pierce. Third team foul against the Tribe. 5 against Marshall here in the first 12 minutes or so. John Elmore into the paint, and a foul call on Paul Rowley, and a technical foul call on Paul, which is
that's very unusual.
Very
I
unusual.
can't imagine him saying anything he shouldn't say.
Rowley, unless he didn't like how he smiled. Here we go. Well, he said no. Not all he said to the official. Charlie, here we go. See it again. It'll be John Elmore shooting the free throws. He's got the first one to go down.
Believe it or not, Jay, we've done a good job on Elmore to this point. I mean, we've made him earn his baskets. I mean, he's a very, very skilled basketball player. His dad was a great player, a Hall of Fame player at VMI.
I remember him. I've been around that long. I broadcast games when his dad played at VMI. That's a series I'd love to see regenerated. William and Mary VMI in both football and basketball. It just makes perfect sense from this broadcaster's standpoint anyway. John Elmore made the free throw. They're coming back at him at the free throw line, 3 in a row, and now 4 in a row, and it's all of a sudden a 5-point game.
Marshall shoots a lot of free throws, especially Elmore. He has a great ability to draw contact and then finish the shot.
David Cone out front. High post to Pierce. Left side to Birchfield, aims and fires, and makes. Connor Birchfield, 4 for 4, 12 points. The Tribe leads 37-29. Fall-away jumper, good. That quiets the crowd. C.J. Burks remains red hot. He's got 8.
This is what I was talking about. You not only get back on defense, but you've got to get down in a stance and ready to guard because they're going to attack that basket.
Milan, bounce pass up top to Knight. Now to Connor. Ball, bad pass. One-on-one, driving layup. Ball knocked away, and I think it stays with it stays with Marshall. We have a timeout on the floor. 7:06 remaining in the first half of play. The score, it's the Tribe 37 and Marshall 31. Back after this timeout on the William & Mary Bookstore Tribe Radio Network.
An excellent coach, and I think he's got some very good players now, and I think you're going to see the results of the building project is turning out real well.
You know what? They reversed that call, didn't they? They had said it was off of Marshall, but it was off of actually off the Tribe, but it was off Marshall, so it'll be Tribe ball. So they went to the replay and reversed it. Good pass down low, layup, good. Justin Pierce, great pass from either Cone or Milan, I can't remember. David Cone, they announced.
You know, I said we've done a pretty good job on Elmore. He's got 6 points, but 4 of those have come from the free throw line.
And a foul can be called, Charlie. Offensive foul called on Phil Bledsoe, who's just checked in, a 6'6" sophomore out of Wheeling, West Virginia. This team built like so many college teams now, Marshall and very frankly William & Mary, a lot of guys from 6'4" to 6'7". Down low, driving layup, David Cone, it's up and in.
Okay, David is feeling his way into the lane very well right now. He's not rushing, taking his time, using his change of pace dribble to get in there.
He's got a half a dozen, driving layup by C.J. Burks, who's got, he's got 12 points right now.
Burks and West are both very good at breaking you down off the dribble.
Cone, Tribe leading by 8, 41-33. Nathan Knight going to back his way in. That's a charging call against Nathan Knight. Good call. The man had good position. Maybe flopped a little bit, but
well, they're going to do that because he's very strong in there. I thought he could have spun to the middle of the floor and had a pretty good shot that time. But he powered his way in. You can't blame him for that.
Elmore down the lane, no good. A follow-up tip is up and in by Phil Bledsoe. It's one of those things that's hurt the Tribe this year after missed little layups that opposition can get easy tipping.
Well, right now, I don't think Coach Shaver wants them to leave their men too quickly because Marshall will take a lot of tough shots going to the basket. You leave your man, though, you're going to get in trouble.
Here's Pierce with an open jumper. Play was ran to perfection, but Justin didn't finish it. Marshall with the ball. Tribe leading by 6. It once was 11. Jared West on the right. Around the horn it goes. Darius George now to John Elmore into the corner right elbow for 3. And it's up and good by Jared West.
I told you I was afraid of that name anytime they came out of West Virginia because he hadn't missed a shot on it. I think that's 4 for 4 as a matter of fact.
41-38. Birchfield, he missed his first shot. Now 4 for 5 from the three-point line, and Marshall can tie the game up with a three-pointer. Jared West almost lost control of it. Milan guarding him.
They've done a good job on Elmore out there.
Three-pointer, tie game.
Not so much on West.
Yeah, Jared West killing the Tribe right now.
I think that's about 5 for 5, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
He's got a great looking jump shot and he gets it out of his hands so quickly.
Knight, Milan, both these teams shooting very, very well. 41-41. We still got 4 minutes left in the first half. That's Justin Pierce. High arc. Back of the rim, no good. Nathan Knight Trying to get that rebound, but could not. Battling a couple of thundering herd. Good pass down low. Ball knocked out of bounds. Goes back to William and Mary. Phil Bledsoe had the ball, but went off his hands, and I guess he got hit in the eye as he twisted and turned for it. We have a timeout on the floor, our final media timeout of the first half. 41 apiece here at Kaplan Arena, the Tribe versus Marshall. Back after this timeout on the William & Mary Bookstore Tribe Radio Network.
Been to the free throw line at all, and they're 7 for 7 from the foul line. We got to get to the foul line a little bit more than we have.
Connor Birchfield leads the Tribe with 12. Jared West leads Marshall with 13. West has not missed from the field as yet. David Cohn out front for the green and gold. Tie game, 41 apiece. Nathan Knight trying to penetrate off the side of the glass, no good. Comes back to him and he pushes up a shot, no good. And Nathan Knight will go to the free throw line for the first time as a Tribe player tonight. Dean Penova, first personal foul. He just stays after it, doesn't he?
He sure does. He does a great job of staying after it. You know, people today, when they shoot the ball, they don't follow very well. And it used to be a rule that everybody follow your shots. He does a great job of following his.
Nathan Knight's free throw is no good. Nathan's got 8 points, along with 5 rebounds here in the early going.
I'd say 3 or 4 of those have been his own misses tonight. He stayed after it, got it back, and put it in.
Sophomore from Syracuse cans a second shot, and the Tribe's up by 1. 3:20 left in the first half.
Tribe's going back to the 3-2 now. See if that disrupts their shooting a little bit.
With Connor Birchfield out in front of that 3-2, Charlie, at 1-2-2, 3-2, whatever. It's an important role. I'm not sure I've seen Connor play it. Left side running one-hander, no good. And the rebound to Connor Birchfield. Jared West missed it. That was his first miss of the ball game. Birchfield stops his dribble. Comes back on the left side to David Cohn. David between the circles. In some trouble on his fanning. Finds Pierce. Ball knocked away from him. Re-stolen by Connor Birchfield and re-stolen by Marshall. Marshall gets his man in the air. The layup is missed, and the Tribe has the ball. Cole Jannon missed the layup, so some frantic action in the last 30 seconds.
I think this is a good possession to try to make them play a little bit more defense at that end. Make it regardless.
Birchfield out front to Knight, left elbow. That's a three-pointer launch by David Cohn. Good.
That's a good job. They're going to make a mistake. If we just move the basketball, we're going to get some good shots, good looks. 9
points for David in the first half, 4 for 6 from the field. Picking up right where he left off in that victory over Old Dominion when he had 25 points. Three-pointer launch by Jared West. Good. With Jahar Williams in his face. Jahar just came in.
I'll tell you what, there wasn't bad contesting on that shot either. He just made a tough shot.
Knight hands it to David Cohn. David into the paint. Left wing to Birchfield. Ball knocked away from him and knocked out of bounds by Marshall. So Oliver Todd, Matt Milan, and Paul Rowley back in the game for William and Mary. Jahar Williams, Nathan Knight, and Justin Pierce will take a break with 1:29 on the clock in the first half. Tribe's up by 1. Their biggest lead has been 11. Birchfield, left wing to Milan, now out to Oliver Tott. Into the corner, David Cohn along the baseline, pop it back, Birchfield with 1 on the shot clock, good.
That's great offense. Every time we've made them play defense, we've come up with a good shot, Jay.
Birchfield 5 of 6 from the three-point line with 15 points. Ball on the floor, diving for it. Bounce pass, diving for it again. Great hustle by William and Mary. Cohn, right side, ball knocked away. Off of Marshall, stays with William and Mary. That's great hustle.
We've done a good job defensively. We've gone from offense to defense very well tonight, keeping the attack on. But every time we have set up and run the offense, we've gotten pretty good shots.
Drive around the horn, 18 on the shot clock. High post to Paul Rowley. Left side to David Cone, gets a pick up top, does not use it, goes the opposite way. Into the corner to Milan for three, good!
That's another assist for David Cone. Great job, David.
One of the leading assist men in the history of the college. He has over 315 now. Three-pointer with a hand in his face, no good. Finally, made West miss from long distance.
One shot here, Jay. We need to get the last shot of the half. Take this lead into halftime.
David Cone.
Coach wants him to go for the shot at the 8-second mark.
Cone on the right wing. Cone follow away 18-footer off the mark, no good. And we are at halftime. Score at halftime, so far so good. William and Mary 51 and Marshall 44. Charlie, before we take this break, I kiddingly said to Coach Shaver before this ball. No, actually it'll be tri-basketball as we begin the second half. And the same starting five will come out that started the ball game. Pierce, Cone, Birchfield, Milan, and Knight for the green and gold. And here we go. Tribe's biggest lead in the first half was 11. David Cone on the right side to Knight. Knight on the left elbow to Connor Birchfield. Down low to Nathan along that baseline. Little hook shot from the right side from 7 feet. It's up and good.
Okay, Jay, we did a good job defensively on Elmore the first half. He had 6 points, but was 1 for 6 from the floor, 0 for 3 from three-point. 4 of his points were foul shots.
Well, man, it has the ball. Elmore started with it, and an illegal pick to start the ball game for Marshall. Start the second half, rather, for Marshall. By the way, Nathan Knight in double figures again. He's got 11. Going along with 6 rebounds.
Darius George is starting in the Marshall lineup in this half, Jay.
Tribe leading by 9. Cone lobbing underneath, alley-oop, and the layup goes for Knight with 13, but give credit to David Cone on that one. Pretty good hands for Nathan.
They were great hands. Good pass, too.
John Elmore into the paint, and a foul going to be called, and the bucket goes. Matt Milan says he did all he could do against John Elmore, who drove by him and got a tough layup to fall in. Eugene Panova into the ball game for Donnie Koljanin. Coach D'Antoni a moment ago watches his star Elmore take the free throw up and good. And it's 55-47. Minute gone in the second half. Birchfield, Pierce, now to Nathan Knight's got all 4 points in the second half of the Tribe. Here's Pierce on the left, stutter step down the lane, blocked. 2 men hit the hardwood, no call. Elmore back the other way. Good pass underneath, layup good. Fast break work that time by Marshall.
Yeah, they threw their maximum number of passes that time.
C.J. Burks with a layup for the Thundering Herd. Knight down low, Nathan into the paint, off the glass, no good, gets his own rebound, layup good.
Well, Jay, that's what makes Nathan so good, is he's after a missed shot before the defense can ever get off the floor.
He has a great sense to know when he's going to miss it, too. Long three-pointer. Well, he doesn't miss much. That's C.J. Burks having a heck of a ball game. He's got 15. Tribe up by 5. Nathan Knight. David Cone. Double teamed. Left side Birchfield into the corner. Milan open for 3, in and out, no good. Rebound Panova. John Elmore. Pass down low, knocked away by Nathan Knight. Good defense. Nathan's doing it all in the second half.
I'd like to see us attack the basket a little bit more here, make them play defense.
Knight back to Milan, driving layup, no good. And the rebound comes out to Marshall. Well, foul going to be called on Connor Birchfield as C.J. Burks put on the afterburners and try to go by him. First foul call on Connor Birchfield. Second foul in the second half against the Tribe.
Been a pretty clean game. When first half, I think each team committed 4 fouls.
Yeah, for as fast a pace, it really has been. Elmore against, is that a zone, Charlie? Bounce pass underneath. They found the bad part of the easy part of the zone, and the layup goes, and a foul call on Nathan Knight. That's second foul on Nathan.
You've got to keep your feet there, Jay. Can't let them get you in the air with a pump fake. Good offensive basketball, but defensively you want to stay on your feet.
Yeah, they've had about 4 3-pointers in the second half, 2 the old-fashioned way and 2 3-pointers behind the arc. There's the 4th 3-pointer, and now it's a 2-point lead for the Tribe. Tribe went up at halftime by 7. Milan, bounce pass down low to Nathan Knight. Along the baseline, turnaround hook shot no good. And Knight going after it. And Coach Shaver says a traveling violation, but doesn't get it. Elmore, 3-pointer by C.J. Burks, no good, and a follow-up dunk by Punova.
This Marshall team is never out of a ball game, Jay. Yeah. They score in bunches.
I can tell. 57 apiece. Somebody said it came down at halftime, said it's going to take 100 to win tonight. Yeah, at least.
They take more than that.
Into the lane, David Cone, but Pierce with a follow-up dunk of his own.
You've got to get back on defense, though, and locate your men.
Pierce with 6. Justin Pierce is an athlete, folks. That's a shot off the glass by Elmore, up and good. He's a pretty good athlete, too, 11 points.
Elmore is a very fine all-around offensive player.
Unforced error there by Justin Pierce on the inbounds play. Now Rowley coming in for Connor Birchfield.
Elmore's got a younger brother, or an older brother, I think, on this team.
Yeah. Here's C.J. Burks, right elbow.
If they can get an angle on you to the hole, they really work on you hard.
Out front, NBA 3, good. That's Rondale Watson, his first shot of the ball game, and it goes in. I'm sorry, that was John Elmore. Yeah. Elmore, that's Elmore with 14.
You just can't let him get going because he scores very quickly.
Pierce, double team, bounce pass to Milan, trying to get into the lane. Back to Rowley. Nathan Knight goes into the lane, and a traveling violation call on Nathan. We have a timeout.
They're rushing a little now, Jay. Got to get back to that pace.
Tribe was up by 7 at halftime, now down by 3 with 15 and a half left in the ball game. Back after this timeout on the William & Mary Bookstore Tribe Radio Network. And to tribeathletics.com/tickets or call the Tribe ticket office at 757-221-3340 to get your seats today.
Jay, Marshall's hit 7 or 8 free field goals this half. We got to do a better job defensively.
Many of those have been three-point plays underneath the bucket with easy layups, and that one is another fairly easy one as well, as the layup is made by C.J. Burks.
Well, the things we talked about, getting the guards getting into the paint, kicking it out when you draw the defense, easy three-point shots.
Here's Nathan Knight with the left hand, no good. Got his own rebound, no good. Got another rebound, no good. Tip, no good. And finally the rebound to Marshall. Tribe, who their biggest deficit of the ball game is 5 after leading by 7 at halftime. John Elmore, pass underneath the Burks. Jumper, no good. Ball, long rebound comes out to David Cone.
Let's get a good shot here.
David down the lane, blocked, and that is a goaltending call.
Yeah, we're fortunate on that one.
I think so.
I think we're trying to rush a little bit too much. We got to slow down, make sure we get good opportunities to score with high percentage shots.
Another man in double figures, David Cone with that jumper. He's got 11, but it was coming down. Good call by the official, but John Elmore don't know if it was going to go in.
Tribe's in the zone now, but they can't open the middle of that zone up because these guys rebound the basketball too well.
C.J. Burks on that baseline underneath, layup good, and a foul call on Nathan Knight.
That's his third, I believe.
Yeah, and another chance at a three-point play.
They're a very persistent basketball team. They keep taking the ball to the basket, looking to somebody to pick them up so they can pitch to the open man on the perimeter.
Eugene Penova out of Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
You're doing pretty good there, partner. You know those guys played a lot of basketball coming from Europe, overseas.
Three-point play, another one. That must be a half a dozen three-point plays in the second half. Marshall by 6. Nathan Knight, hook shot, pretty.
You need to get a stop here. They've scored every time down the floor this half except one.
Nathan with 17. The Tribe within 4, 67-63. Elmore held up by Oliver Tott. Easy call to make.
Elmore knows how to score. I tell you, he's got a great knack for getting the ball up on the glass and drawing fouls. He really doesn't look like a jet out there, but he's just very solid. He's got change of pace, which really throws the defense off.
Long jumper from the inbounds pass, no good. A rebound, goes out of bounds. Last touch by Marshall.
The rebound's one area, Jay, that first half we really did a nice job of. We out-rebounded them most of the first half. We can't ease up on that end of the floor, though, because they continually go after the ball. Very persistent on the glass.
13.5 remaining in the game. Tribes down by 4. Oliver Tott down low to Nathan Knight. Into the paint, hook shot, 7 feet out, 5 feet out, good. He's got 19. Looked like the game plan was go to Nathan Knight.
I think it's a good game plan then, because he's scoring at a high percentage right there. And let me say this, when he has missed, he's got his own rebounds and put the ball back in.
Here's Elmore. You talk about scoring at a high percentage, no good, and Penova got the rebound. Now another three-point launch, good by Darius George.
They're a good shooting team, too. They don't ever feel like they're out of a ball game. That's what makes them dangerous.
It has been scoring 2 points for their 3 in the second half. Nathan Knight drives by his man with a layup.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. He can't run over people in there, and I'll get concerned when he's really powering the ball in.
And reverse layup the other way is good by C.J. Burks. Frantic action here at Kaplan Arena. Down by 5.
Now we got to run the offense and make them play defense.
Todd thought about a 3, nothing there. Up top to Nathan Knight. Right side to David Cone. They force him to go to the right. Cut off there. Behind the back pass to Birchfield. Bounce pass down low to Nathan Knight. Turns and faces the bucket, and a traveling violation called on Nathan Knight.
Yeah, I tell you, that was a fortunate call, because I was afraid he was going to run over the guy.
Well, we have a timeout, the 12-minute mark. Tribes down by 5 versus the Thundering Herd at Kaplan Arena tonight. We'll come back after this timeout. Three-pointers of a barrage by Marshall.
Well, they've scored, I think, 11 out of 15 shots have been scores, and the couple that weren't were offensive rebounds in there. So we have got to do a better job on defense. They're going to continue to play the same way, push the ball down, come at us. We've got to be ready to play D.
Here's Jared West out front. He was one of the onslaught in that first half. Alley-oop, and a couple of Marshall players collide, and the ball takes a bad hop right to a Marshall player.
Well, we've got to get the 50-50 balls. It's very important. If we let them get them, they're going to get too many opportunities to score.
NBA 3, good. Hand in his face. That's just a remarkable shot. That was Jared West. West has got 19. Milan. Cone underneath. Birchfield, baseline, no good. And the tip. And a foul going to be called on William and Mary. Milan.
Right now, the difference in the ball game, Jay, they are 10 for 10 from the free throw line. We're 1 for 2. We're down, what, 8? And that's the difference in the foul sheet. They've got to attack the basket and get to the hole a little bit.
Driving bucket, no good. Connor Birchfield with a rebound. 2-on-3 break. Cone and a traveling violation called on David Cone. Out of sync a little bit. Got to turn it around in the last 10 minutes. Got to do an Old Dominion on Marshall. Tribe played near perfect basketball in the last 10 minutes on Saturday night.
The difference in this team and Old Dominion is this is the way they play. They rely on their offense, and they are very good at it.
Alley-oop is thwarted. David Cone goes by his man. Down the lane, layup good.
That's what I think we've got to do more of. We've got to attack the basket.
13 for David Cone. Off his career high 25. He was a CAA Player of the Week. David Cone was for his play. Pass down low. That's West and a hooking foul.
Hooked him offensive foul.
C.J. Burks, rather, called for the foul.
Jay, if you look at it, we're allowing their cutters to beat us with that first step. Therefore, they're getting open. We've got to make sure that we contest their movement when they start making a cut to the basket. You can't just let them go and react to it, or you're going to get beat most of the time.
Tribe down by 6. David Cone. That's Rowley. Back to David. Back out to Rowley. Into the corner. Milan for 3 from the right side, no good. And the rebound to Marshall. John Elmore. Baseline, knocked off balance.
Anytime Elmore catches you with your legs locked, he's going to go to the basket. You've got to bend those knees and get down so you can move in front of him. If he can catch you standing straight up, he's going to go right at the rack.
Paul Rowley commits the personal foul, his 3rd of the ball game. And John Elmore at the free throw line to shoot 2 shots where the Thundering Herd are now 11 out of 11 from there.
Anytime he goes to the foul line, it's money in the bank. He's just a very efficient basketball player.
Perfect night for Elmore and company. Now 12 of 12 from the free throw line. And Marshall has a 77-69 lead. Birchfield finds a balance and finds a shot. 3-pointer. Connor Birchfield with a season high 18. Tribes within 5. Kind of a long lane, no good. And Nathan Knight with a rebound. A foul going to be called on Phil Bledsoe.
Well, that's the kind of shot you want to force them to take. We used to call those flying Melindas, man. They just take off about 10 feet from the basket in the air. That's a tough shot to make.
You can Google that, Walinda. They were...
I think it's a high wire act.
High wire act, exactly. Back in the day. Birchfield open for 3. Good! Connor Birchfield's a high-flying act. He's got 21. Tribe within 2. Penova, no good. Pierce with a rebound. Cone the other way.
There's Connor.
Good! Tribe leads. Ball taken away by Knight at the other end. Cone wants to run. Thought about a 3, passed it up. Pierce goes by his man along the baseline. Nothing there. Birchfield, follow a 3. Off the mark, no good.
They're not going to change the way they play. We got to change ours a little bit there. They just fly up the floor and shoot.
No good. Cone with a rebound.
They ought to get something out of this.
Yeah, 3-on-2 break. Charlie Milan to the hole. Layup good. Timeout. Coach D'Antoni. Timeout Marshall. Tribe has come all the way back. In the last 3 minutes, Charlie, the Tribe was down 7, now up 3.
Well, when Connor Birchfield hits every shot, we're going to get up. I'll tell you, that's unbelievable shooting by Connor. You and I have watched him shoot the ball. He's fantastic when he gets on a roll.
The school.
I work for the guy that originated it, so don't mess with us, man.
All right, here we go. Tribe's up by 3 after the Coach D'Antoni timeout. John Elmore into the corner right side, a three-pointer launch. Out of the timeout, C.J. Burks just calmly netted it.
I mean, this is just normal basketball for Marshall. They're going to take those shots all the time.
Cone, Birchfield for 3. There's number 9.
Matt Berkey, I know you just turned over.
He's pulling for Connor Birchfield.
You better believe it. He's a big fan.
83-80. Tied. A foul going to be called on Marshall. No, on Connor Birchfield. We have a timeout. Media time, 7:36 left in the game. Stay with us. It's the Tribe 83 and the Thundering Herd 80. Back after this. The Tribe, by the way, with 4 guys in double figures, led by Connor Birchfield with 27. That's 9 made shots. 3 times 9 is.
Go ahead, Jay. I use that Middle Tennessee
27.
Education, man.
Here's Elmore. He doesn't miss a free throw.
No, sir. You got to keep him off the foul line. I mean, he's
8 for 8.
Yeah, he's a terrific foul shooter, but he's a terrific shooter and a terrific offensive player. He's got a very wide variety of shots going to the basket.
Makes 2 in a row there. He's now 9 for 9 from the free throw line. Marshall is outstanding from that charity stripe tonight thus far. Matter of fact, they are 14 of 14. I think that's better than outstanding. Tribe's up by 1. Pierce. Left side to David Cone. Up top to Justin. Down the lane to the hole. Goes in for the dunk, and he's fouled by the Marshall Thundering Herd athlete, Phil Bledsoe.
And I tell you what, I love to see Justin go to the basket like that. Strong finish, they're going to foul it. Get up there and dunk the ball right, put it right on.
First free throw by Justin is good. Tribe's shooting 78% from the free throw line this year, which Charlie is in the top 15 in the country. Tonight they just haven't been there enough.
You got to get there to shoot that percentage. That's only our third shot of the night.
Free throw by Pierce is good. The Tribe has, is it a commanding three-point lead?
I don't think anything's commanding right now.
7:13 left. Elmore into the lane, little jumper, no good. Tip, no good. Rebound, Nathan Knight. Nathan has it, dribbling it out. Got to get it to a guard, and he does so to David Cone. Down low, Nathan. Back out front to Rowley. Right side, Birchfield. Back down to Nathan Knight along that baseline. Twisting move into the paint. Left-handed layup, no good. And the rebound to Marshall.
It's a good move.
C.J. Burks. Tribe's in a man. That's a three-pointer. Air ball by Penova. A rare air ball, and the Tribe has it. 6.5 left. Tribe's up by 3. Pierce. Right wing, Birchfield for 3. That's it. That's the record. He's got 10 tonight, breaking Matt Berkey's record of 9. 88-82 into the lane, down the lane with a right-handed layup. It's up and in.
John Elmore. Be on the lookout for those 3-point t-shirts sponsored by Barnes Professional Consulting Group.
88-84. Tribe's up by 4. Cone, Knight, right side to Birchfield. As Pierce, left-handed layup, good, underhanded.
That's good execution. That's an example of what we're talking about, Jay. If we don't get something in transition, run offense, you're going to get a good shot.
10 points for Pierce. Elmore to the paint, layup good. Man,
he's got a great ability to get the shot up there.
22 points for Elmore. 90-86. We still got 5.5 to play. Tribe's up by 4. Cone, right side to Pierce. Lob it down low to Knight along that baseline. Reverse layup. Nathan Knight got it. He's got 23. Oh! 92-86. Tribe had a 7-point lead at halftime. Watch that dwindle. Marshall had a 5-point lead. Tribe's come back, and now Marshall with an outstanding driving, a tough shot by John Elmore, who's doing everything for the Thundering Herd this evening.
You know, Nathan's got to be careful. Their coach is complaining about him hooking people in the post, Joe. We don't want him to pick up that 4th foul.
We have a timeout on the floor. It's a 30-second timeout. And Coach D'Antoni is indeed, Charlie, good call. He's out there right now begging the officials to watch Nathan Knight, who's got 3 personal fouls, 4:44 remaining in this ballgame. It also ties a CAA record right now with Connor Birchfield. 4:44 to play. Chris Sears handing me that note. Thank you, Chris. Out front, Cone. Angling to the left side, lob it down low, Pierce, ball knocked away. That's a turnover. C.J. Burks with a basketball up top. Up front to Elmore. Hands that basketball to Jared West. They're trying to isolate for Elmore. He's got it.
I think that's a pretty smart thing to do.
Great defensive play by David Cone. Timed that pass beautifully and picked it off. That's Milan. 3. A left-hander from the baseline. He's got 13. 95-88. Easy layup at the other end. Up and good by Darius George. Darius George shook his man somehow.
Jay, we're going to have to continue to hit because they are. This is some basketball game.
Charlie, the Tribe broke a team record with 23 pointers against Shenandoah. Holding foul called on Marshall. With 20 of that record against Shenandoah tonight, they got 16. Of course, one man, Connor Birchfield's got 10 of them, and we have a timeout. Our final media timeout, we'll take it. 3:40 to play. The Tribe's up by 5 at home versus Marshall. We'll be back.
This year have career nights. He's having one tonight.
Hey, by the way, just as an aside, David Cone bounced back from his 26-point record-breaking performance against Old Dominion. He's got 13 assists tonight, which is 2 off the school record. And 13 points. Cone, lob it into Nathan Knight. Right side now to David Cone on the right elbow. Way up top to Knight. Knight back on the left to Milan, trying to penetrate. In some trouble, back to Nathan. Open for 3. Good!
I tell you what, he scored every way possible tonight.
26. That's going to give some gray hairs to opposing coaches. There's a jumper at the other end. No good. David Cone with a rebound.
Who's going to break first? That's the question right now. Tribe needs to run offense. If they don't have something quick, execute.
Milan, Birchfield, right side. Tribe 2 points away from 100, and this game is still in jeopardy. 2:58 left. Cone into the paint. Back out underneath to Nathan Knight. Gets his man in the air, and a foul going to be called on Marshall.
That's great offense. That's exactly what we've talked about all night, Jay. If we don't get something in transition, make this Marshall team play defense. If you do, they're going to make a mistake. They ain't going to play it much longer than 10, 15 seconds.
Charlie, that's the 5th foul on Eugene Penova, their starting center. Or power forward.
They've got 2 of them play pretty much the same way. They're both about 6'8", 6'9".
And it's all because of this man at the free throw line.
Absolutely.
He makes the opposing big men just work awfully hard. Free throw, Nathan Knight, good. 27 for the sophomore. With a big smile on his face. $28.
We want to keep attacking, but we don't want to get wild with it. If we can run some clock, we want to do it.
Here's John Elmore into the front court on the right. Elmore into the lane, down the lane, layup good.
That's just too easy, too easy.
Coach D'Antoni calls a timeout, 100-92.
I think it was too easy, but I'll be honest with you, I'd rather see them get a layup and make about 3 threes in a row, which they're very capable of doing.
26.
Those strengths, that makes you a pretty good basketball team if you know what your teammate does well and you set him up to get it.
Full court pressure. David Cone trying to bounce his way across the timeline, guarded by Jared West, and he does so. High post. Now to Birchfield, now to Milan. Right elbow to Pierce.
That's good offense. We're going to break somebody loose if we keep executing.
Pierce out front at the free throw line. Down the lane, good pass underneath. Nathan Knight with a dunk.
Just like that. Just like that.
Execution, Knight style from Justin Pierce. (102-92). The Tribe led by 7 at halftime, then trailed by 6, then retook the lead and trying to hang on for dear life.
Well, I'd say come up here and make them put it on the floor. Don't let them run it up, but I swear I wouldn't get too close to Elmore because he's going to go right around you.
Right. Elmore into the corner left, three-pointer, high arc,
yep,
of course.
That's what I'd rather not see, the three-point shot.
That's Jared West. Ball knocked away, re-stolen by William and Mary, and then Marshall's player ran over David Cone. Tribe with 2 players at 30 points. The last time that happened was the 2015 CAA Championship. Charlie, you and I broadcast that game. What a game that was. But tonight, something special as well. Birchfield with a school record 10 three-pointers with 30 points, and Nathan Knight, another just marvelous game for that sophomore. He's got 30 points.
Well, we got to make our free throws now. Very important.
Cone's free throw is good. That was the first of a one and. That's huge and pressurized. 103-95. Deep breath by the captain. Good. 15 for Cone with 13 assists. There's a three-pointer launch, no good. Pierce with a rebound. David Cone into the front court, right down the center of the court. Lob it into the corner, Milan. Out front.
They want to run as much clock as they can right now. We're not in any hurry. Don't rush your offense.
Knight to Cone. 90 seconds to play. Drives up by 9. Into the lane. Milan, left-handed layup. Good! Tough team. This is a tough team to guard. Milan with 15.
I'll tell you, in those situations, with this kind of lead, Jay, I'd like to keep them off with foul shot. Just let them go ahead and make their 2, let the clock run. Well, it looked like a pretty good play, but
stepped in front of him, I think.
He's going to go to the line and make 2, but
yeah,
with the clock stop.
Stop clock. Yep.
Up, we jinxed him.
Elmore, that's their team's Marshall's first
miss.
Yeah, now 14 of 15 from the free throw line. A record night here at Kaplan Arena. Elmore shot good.
They're going to try.
And they fouled before they had a chance to run any clock. Yeah, Coach D'Antoni knows his team is not going to set any defensive record, so why not just elongate this game as much as possible. Here's David Cone with 15 points. Tribe 7 of 8 from the free throw line. Free throw, good by David. Tribe's up by 11.
Put somebody up here, make them pick that ball up. Don't let them roll it down the floor.
Second shot, good.
If you give up a 2-point shot, that's okay. We don't want to let them take threes. And definitely don't want to foul him. Let him go.
Out front, that's Burks for 3, good. C.J. Burks continuing to pour it in. Timeout, Coach D'Antoni.
They can shoot threes, Kate.
Oh, my word. Well,
so can we.
Yeah, exactly. My point, Charlie, is the Tribe's got 5, 108-99. Tribe ball. Justin Pierce inbounds to David Cone. Cone gets that ball to Milan. Milan into Pierce across the timeline. Pierce back to Milan. Milan left side to Birchfield.
That's good basketball. You got enough points to win. Let's run the clock.
High post, and they don't look like they're anxious to foul, but as I say that, Jansen Williams fouls Nathan Knight. Nathan Knight's career high is 31. He's got a 1-and-1 opportunity here with 30 points.
He just matched his career high, partner.
Well, I tell you he's capable of 51 Knight.
I'm just happy with what he's making right now, man, I tell you.
Up. Going to be stuck on 31 for the time being. Tribe's up by 10.
Just give him, don't foul.
Elmore into the paint.
Don't foul.
Yeah, they did. He was trying to get out of the way, Connor Birchfield. Hard to be upset at Connor Birchfield this evening. 10 of 13 from the three-point line. I'm sorry, 10 of 12 from the three-point line. 109-99. Next up for the Tribe is Saturday at 4 o'clock at Savannah State. We'll have the pregame show beginning at 3:30. Tribe is 7 for 7 from the field in the last 7 shots. 109-101, and still only leading by 8. Pierce stripped of the ball, but a foul can be called on Marshall.
You don't want to try to beat it too quick. Just they're going to have to foul. You don't want to try to beat it so fast you make a mistake.
I mean, this is truly a time normally, 44 seconds left and up by 8. I mean, you know, you're okay, but you're not okay against this type of team.
No, there's no question. There is no game they're out of.
Shot good. This is a Kaplan Arena record for total combined points. Wow, 110-101. I was going to say like the NBA scores, but NBA doesn't score this many points anymore.
Not every night. Not every night. Usually the losing team doesn't even get in them.
111-101. 42 seconds left. That's blocked by Pierce. Hey, the defensive play of the game by Justin Pierce right there.
I just assumed he let him shoot it at this point. Don't want to foul.
Cone, Milan, into the corner to Pierce, out to Birchfield. Crowd coming to its feet. Good crowd at Kaplan Arena.
Use the old song, turn out the lights. The party's over, Jay. It's been some party, too.
Cone will fire up a 3. Good. (114-101) at the other end. A layup and a foul with 4 seconds left, but it doesn't matter. The Tribe is going to win this ball game over Marshall and go 2-0 in Conference USA. Student body across the way, they're happy. The ball game is over. Final score, William and Mary, in a very entertaining ball game. 114 and Marshall 104. Post game to follow after this.